So I keep everything in a little easy bag.
Easy access.
Easy access, yes. I have a couple different options depending on what I want. I have little honey packets. You can get these on Amazon or little Nate's raw and filtered honey. Very easy. Just rip them off and easy to. They're kind of like the same thickness as like glucose gel. I also have Transcend glucose gel. These are a little bit more pricey, but they taste good and they're not so messy. So, and then another option, if you want something like flatter, it's pretty thin. You can fit it in your pocket. Glucose SOS. It tastes good. It kind of tastes like a pixie stick. They have different flavors. They've got sweet and tangy, berry medley, and then green apple. Yeah, they're all pretty tasty though.
That's good to mix it up so you're not eating or having to have the same flavor over and over again.
Yeah, it's nice having something different, mixing it up.
Do you prefer the powder? Do you prefer a gel, or do you just prefer like getting some orange juice if you're out?
If I'm out, I'd like to drink like juice or something that I can save. But if I don't have anything that I can order or buy in the moment, I'll typically grab something from my bag and like a glucose gel or a honey. So,
do you feel like any of those work better than the other, quicker?
Definitely glucose gel works the quickest. That I've noticed, just because dextrose is like, or glucose is the first ingredient, and dextrose is what the blood absorbs most quickly, and then glucose is second, and then anything else other than that. So then honey is a little bit slower, but it's comparable.
So if you're traveling, you could put one of these in your pocket. You don't have to have it in your pocketbook. But what's the easiest thing to do if you're traveling? What do you normally pack?
I normally pack at least one site change per day that I'm going to be away for. An extra backup glucometer, including like extra test strips, alcohol pads, extra vial of insulin, and I'll put that in a cooler. I have my All for Family cooler that I really love because you can plug it into the wall. If you don't have a mini fridge in your hotel room, it's great. I also do an extra Dexcom. If I know I'm going to be changing it on the trip, I'll bring 2 or 3 of them, just depending on how many days, just in case for some reason it doesn't insert correctly. Let me think. And then also other needles, just in case for some reason I have a pump failure, I'll bring extra needles or pen tips, the needles for the pen tips.
So you can always go to insulin and needles if you need to, if something's not working. It's pretty easy to do. And can you talk about that, how that works when you do have an issue?
Yeah, so of course it's frustrating in the moment when you're getting on vacation, you get off the plane, and then your pump drops and it's cracked, and for some reason it stops working. But you got to just like be level-headed and try your best to stay calm in the moment and remind yourself, I have all the tools, I have all the knowledge, and I know how to just do it the old-fashioned way and just get my needle out and do what you got to do.
And you're going to be on this channel helping people to learn the process, your life, what's going on. A lot of people don't know what's happening with type 1 and they're confused. What would you say to somebody who does not know yet about type 1 diabetes? What would be the most interesting thing that you could tell them?
Let me think. So somebody newly diagnosed,
yes.
Basically, it's really frustrating at first, learning your new diagnosis, and trying to get a handle on things. It's a lot of information that's thrown at you, and you feel like you're kind of thrown to the wolves. But you gotta just keep at it, and just continue to kind of get more knowledge, educate yourself, equip yourself with the right tools to learn how to do it. And it takes time. It's not built in a day. It takes months, sometimes years. Everybody's different. But as long as you just keep that good mentality, the community is great for helping, for sure. The community is very helpful in that. Yeah, that's helped me a lot personally. So,
And so, growing up with diabetes, some people don't know what it is if you're really juvenile diabetes, and some people get type 1 a little bit later in life. And it can be frustrating, and there's a lot of ups and downs. But, like you said, you can always go back to the basics.
mm-hmm.
And can you tell anybody about what you think it was like? Like if you have changes, sometimes it doesn't always go great. You know, hormones, things like this.
Mm-hmm.
Growing up, high, you know, in what would you say about that?
Yeah, growing up is tough with growth hormones, especially like overnights. I know, like going to sleep. As soon as you go to sleep, your growth hormone will kick in. Um, and then you get older, mature more. During your period, you also that can affect your insulin. You might need to increase your insulin. I have a separate profile on my pump for that week, just to increase. And then the week after, I have one that's to decrease. So just basically like equipping yourself with the right tools and knowledge to understand how to basically get around that, and just how to figure out what works best. And it's kind of like trial and error. So you might try something one day, it might not work. And then you just take notes. Let's say you eat a hamburger, and you take a few units for it, and then that doesn't work and you go high. You write down what you did, what time you bolused, what your pre-bolus time was, um, what else you ate with the meal, what your exercise was that day, all of the factors involved. And then you try again the next day, or if you don't want another hamburger, try again in a few days. And until you get it right. And then basically just keep at it until you get it right. That's the best thing.
And if somebody has questions about bolus, pre-bolus, just put it in the comments, and we'll comment back to you about that.
For sure, yeah.
And growing up, obviously, there's a lot of different changes and things that are going on. But what would you say is the most interesting thing with diabetes? Like maybe going to a theme park, or what are there advantages?
Yeah, going to a theme park. Of course, that is extremely hard on your body. Walking around all day, you're sweating. The heat can play a factor. If you're more hot, your sugar can drop. If you're not hydrated enough during the day, your sugar can go up. If the constant exercise is playing a role, the different types of food, different carb counts, everything is it's really tough. The adrenaline from the rides you go on, that can also play a factor in that. And a good thing is Universal Studios, if you go there, they have the AAP pass. And that pass is really great because it gives you entrance to the ride. If you can't wait in line, they give you the ability to come back at a later time. So they'll have you wait outside of the lines, the actual queue. They'll have you wait outside of the queue. And you can come back when needed. So if you're dealing with a low blood sugar and you can't come back at a certain time, you can come back an hour after that. You can go eat, and then it doesn't expire at a certain time, like a traditional express pass would, basically. So yeah, it's really, really great. There's perks to having it, so it is very helpful, for sure, definitely.
So far, has any of this information been helpful? Go ahead and
hit
give
that
us
like
a like
button.
So, what else would you say that you can give somebody about the new equipment that you had? Because you've been on several different PDMs and this sort of thing. What would you say about what you're using now and comparing it to previous?
Yeah, for sure. Well, I started off on Medtronic as a kid. And that was a great pump and served me well throughout the years. And then I had switched to Omnipod Dash, which used PDM, which was great. The only thing now with the new algorithms and everything, that the Dash didn't have an algorithm at that point, so it was still kind of basic pumping. So everything was manual. Now I'm on the Tandem T Slim, and I love it. It's great. It does have an algorithm, so it will automatically pause insulin when it senses that I'm going low. Um, so it will link with my Dexcom continuous glucose monitor sensor, and it can basically preview 30 minutes into the future and say, what is the trend right now? If you're dropping, it'll pause insulin, and that's been a lifesaver. It's saved me hours of sleep for sure. But yeah, I'm really liking that one right now. I'm thinking about trying the Omnipod 5 out, which is another algorithm pump. Just because it's tubeless, it's waterproof, and that would be helpful. But I hear there's differences in the different algorithms. So,
do you feel like the algorithm is a lot easier to use now?
Oh, for sure.
Previous generations?
For sure, yeah. Way easier to use now. I think it took some fine tuning. They're still working on things, so yeah. Hopefully they keep getting better and better with it. So, but yeah, it's been pretty easy to use for sure.
All right, so go ahead and subscribe because there's going to be more super helpful videos here on this channel. Oh, yeah. We'll see you in the next episode. Take care, guys.